101.8 WCR FM.
WCR FM.
Oh yeah, baby. Swing your funk my way at your leisure. I've got a real long, hard velvet tone for your satisfying pleasure.
Nasty funk.
Can I get a... Ow!
That is Robbie Glover there and Nasty Funk on 101.8 WCR FM, and that was played last time you were on, I do believe, Robbie. Good afternoon to you, by the way.
Good afternoon, lovely. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I haven't heard from you for ages. How have you been going?
It's been a while, but I've been keeping myself active, so, it's all good.
I think you've been really busy, haven't you, recently? I do have a little sneaky look every now and again to see what you're up to.
A little nosy. That's nice, though. That's nice. It shows you keeping tabs.
That's good. That one we did play last time you were on, didn't we? Has it been revamped, or...?
No, it's the same version as that one. That's the one that obviously features details from Emanate.
Yeah.
Nasty Funk. No, that's the same version that you've had there and stuff, but, we've been getting some really, really good vibes on that track.
So our receptionist likes it, who's having a right jig about to it in the front.
Isn't it like Shakira?
Yeah.
That's good.
Have you done, a video before?
Not in regards to solo work I've done.
So I think that'd be a bit strange, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, obviously, Dee's had a good string of top 10 hits and things like that over there, so it's, he's used to it. He loves doing all that sort of stuff anyway. So
shaking your
it's
stuff.
all good, and Dee's a great guy, so it's a great atmosphere and stuff for me anyway.
Is that one likely to be coming out on release soon, do you think, for people to download, or...?
Fingers crossed, yeah. Well, basically what we want to do is we want to just, it's like pretty much a case of, building things up, taking it each step at a time. Because that track, Nasty Funk, it's currently on all the digital jukeboxes in bars at the moment in UK.
Oh, right. So if we was to go into Wolverhampton, which is where we're based, and found one of those jukeboxes, that would be on there,
should be able to find it, yeah, for sure. Them Sound Leisure, touchscreen ones and stuff,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I bet he's really pleased when that went in there.
Yeah. It is good because, I get, messages from people saying, I put your track on in this bar, in that bar, in this city, in that city and stuff, and, it's only me, so it's nice, do you know what I mean? It's a nice feeling, it's a blessing for me, I cherish it, and stuff, because I work hard at doing what I'm doing, it's in my heart, so...
Yeah. Do you get messages come back saying that they put it on, and people were, really liking it and really dancing to it? Yeah,
I get that a bit. A lot of club DJs are playing that, mixes and stuff. We've got, some really fantastic mixes from a guy called Robbie T and Phonetics and stuff, and those mixes are still going down big in Clubland now, as is my Hot Girls track from previously.
Oh, yeah.
I still heard about, that being played in clubs and stuff, because that went on the vinyl release, So, it's good. The feedback is constant, and it's nice. It gives... music's in my heart, that's why I do it, but it gives you a good reason to do it as well, knowing that the support's there and people are there behind you.
Yeah.
They don't have to support you, so, people that do come through, it's nice and I appreciate it, so...
Do you think that over the last couple of years, your popularity's increased and you're getting more and more?
Yeah, it's definitely gone up, yeah. Obviously since... I've reached out into a whole new audience now. Before, it was just pretty much a mainstream sound that I had. Whereas now, it's there's a lot of, like I say, we've got Robbie T and Phonetics, and also JT, who would insert Edge, has done a few mixes and stuff for us, and it's pretty much spread across the border, so yeah, it's nice.
But where do you want to get to, and where would be your ideal place with your music?
Obviously, to be honest, as long as I can do music, I'm happy. You never know what's going to happen from one day to the next, Obviously, I would like to have more commercial success in Britain, because music has spread abroad. A lot of DJs import, for example, the vinyl release that went out in Europe and everywhere, because it's like a UKG remix, and they all import it and stuff and things like that. But I'm proud of Britain anyway, so obviously if we could have more success over there, it'd just be the icing on the cake. Absolutely.
Would you consider a record contract or something like that? Because I know a lot of artists now are saying that they'd rather stop, on their own without management and things like that, because they tend to try and mould them.
If the deal was right, of course. But I think you see the thing now is it's not as artists don't have to rely on labels to control the career as much as they used to do. If you've got a good label that are going to put money into it and things like that, then that's cool. Because obviously it's a push-up. If you get on a reputable label, automatically you're a reputable artist. But things like iTunes and downloads being eligible for charts and things like that, I think they changed January 2007.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And if you notice, there's a lot more independent labels getting into charts and stuff now. Whereas at one point, the music industry was dominated by major labels that pretty much put out what they thought the public wanted.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and whereas now the public are getting more say in what they want in the charts, what they want to hear, which is good, you know, because it's the public that do make an artist as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've spoken to like a lot of up-and-coming bands and artists, and a fair few of them have said that they've been offered things and they didn't like the control that they'd lose if they're signed up, so they've just, you know, turned it down, whereas before now they'd be snapping their hands off, wouldn't they?
I mean, there's a lot of politics and stuff that go in it as well, you know, like if an A&R signs you to a label and then he loses his job, you're stuck in a contract that that label pretty much sat on shelf.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and there's a lot of things like that can sort of tie you down and stuff. So for me, there's no rush. I mean, you know, it's amazing the people that I've been able to work with and stuff like that. Like I say, it's something that I cherish because I know there's a lot of musicians out there and stuff. But you know, I think when music is in your heart, that's what keeps you going throughout the industry because it can be so harsh. You know, it can crush an artist just like that.
Yeah.
You know, so but it's like a true love. Like your first love, you always go back. You always. You know what I mean?
Well, if you can make a living out of something that you enjoy and you love doing, you know, that's what you need to do, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, but for me, the reason I do music is because I love music. You know, it's not like for money and things like that. I mean, there's easy ways, do you know, the music industry, you know what I mean, and stuff. But
yeah, it's very hard. You do have to. Sometimes when you come up against a brick wall, time and time again, you've just got to dust yourself off and keep going, haven't you?
Got to knock that brick wall down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Stuff. So, but yeah.
So before the news, I don't know if you were listening, but we played S Club 7's track. Now there is a special meaning to that for you because you've been working with one of them as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Bradley. A guy called Billy Lee set me and Bradley up, and we went down to Essex, and me and Bradley were put up in this house for like 3 or 4 days. That guy can party. That guy can party. Honestly, I don't know how he does
so
it.
All that dancing he used to do, you say?
I'm telling you, he'll go out like late at night, and he'll come in like early hours, and I'm talking like 8 o'clock or something in the morning, and we'll go into the studio for afternoon, and he just still looks fresh as ever. You know, and I'm like to him, how'd you do it? And it's like
practice.
I guess either it's in his genes or it's just practice, but. Yeah, and stuff. He's a bit of a party animal, so to say. But you know,
right.
Yeah. I mean, we worked on a track called "Hands Up."
We can have a little listen to it and let them all enjoy, and then we can come back and go through exactly what you've been doing. Yeah. So here we have it for you. Then it's Robbie Glover and Bradley McIntosh and "Hands Up" on WCR FM.
As I walk through the club, honey, I just wanna hear it. I just wanna feel it. And let me see you put your hands up, hands up.
That there is Robbie Glover there and Bradley McIntosh from S Club 7, and that was Hands Up. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean that track. I mean, we pretty much because there's a lot more to Bradley than S Club 7. You know, I mean, he's a really good producer, and there's a lot of tracks he's done since S Club. But we pretty much.
Does he not like to go back to that era? Do you think? Because I don't know. I suppose it was very poppy. It was very like teenager and things like that. I just think he's trying to get away from that a bit now.
I mean, S Club they were a really good pop band, you know. But like it's like anything. You move on. Do you know what I mean? And you do different things. But I mean, Bradley's currently doing like a little mini. I don't know if you've heard about it, but he's doing like a mini S Club reunion tour at the moment.
Oh right, yeah.
And that's been going down pretty well. I know there's a few websites. One called Lovely S Club, things like that. There's a few websites that have got all their tour dates and things on, but they're pretty much doing 3 of those are doing like a little mini S Club tour and stuff. So you know, he's doing his own thing, but he's also doing that
new stuff as well. Yeah,
and stuff. You know, because people, I think a lot of it's nostalgic reasons.
Yeah,
you know, people remember S Club to go and they have a good time.
Yeah, well, that's it. They were very like fun tracks, weren't they? Where you could dance and sing too.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, Bradley had like 5 number ones with S Club, something like that. I think 11 top 5 hits and stuff, but. You know, they were highly popular, and I think they had a top 10 in America as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, they pretty much did well. They were marketed pretty much all over. They were on Pepsi, everything, you know.
Yeah.
Back then, they were marketed all over, and I mean, yeah, kids loved them and stuff, and you know, I know he's proud of his club there. But
Well, yeah, definitely.
You know, so.
I need to have a little short break then, Robbie, and we'll be coming back to talk more about you and the work you've done with Bradley, and of course your future things as well. That is all going to be right after this.
Cool.
Hi, this is Jim Smith.
And I'm working my way back now to Robbie Glover, who's still with us on the line. Good afternoon to you, Robbie.
Good day. Hello.
It's a bit of a stark contrast from the Four Seasons to Robbie Glover, I think, isn't it?
A little bit, isn't it?
Just to keep your fans hanging on for a bit longer. And back to your track then with Bradley. How did all that come about?
A guy called Billy Lee got in touch and pretty much set us up, really. You know, it was just a case of, you know, come down to Essex and that will put you up and get you in the studio and whatever else. And went down to Essex, got down there, this big house.
Right.
This, like, big house and that. And then first night we got there, we had, like, a barbecue and a few drinks and stuff. And
yeah. Did you know Bradley beforehand, or is that the first time you met him?
First time I'd met him.
Right.
And that, so... Yeah, really cool. He does a mean Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Does he?
So if anyone's listening in now and they get to meet Bradley or whatever, ask him to do his Arnie.
Was that in the drunken hours of the morning, or does he do that on a
I'll
whim?
do it whenever.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so, and stuff, so, yeah. So we pretty much went down in, you know, and we worked in the studio down Essex and that, and we got in studio, and, like, Bradley just started, like, playing about in, you know, on studio stuff and that.
Yeah.
And we just got like this beat and this vibe going, and we went into the studio with nothing.
I was going to say, did you know what you was going to do beforehand?
Not a clue.
No.
Not a clue. So we just went in with nothing, and we just sat down and built things up and that, and then it just turned out to be, it was just like an idea that we put together, and it just turned out to be that. Well,
was it just the case that the chap that put you together thought, oh, his voice will go really well, let's get them together and see what they do? Is that
I think so. I mean, Billy came through and he pretty much liked what I did, you know, saw where I was going and things, you know, and, you know, he just said, look, it's like this, I'd like to sort of get you down.
Yeah.
Get some stuff down in the studio and all that, and, I mean, I went down there, they looked after me totally, you know. And
sounds like a nice jolly way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, Essex, I know. Well, I had to go down to London, from Leeds, and then from London to Essex, and stuff, you know what I mean? On my own in this big world, you know. So,
quite scary.
Yeah, just a bit. You know, I'm just this little Yorkshireman, and they're like, "All right, geezer." Stuff, but yeah, it was really, really good. Really good.
What's going to happen with that now? That track?
We're just going to sort again. It's like anything; you just sort of see how vibes go with it and stuff. I suppose if there's enough demand and things behind it.
So does it just go around the clubs first, and then if there's enough people requesting it, it'll be released, will it?
Yeah. Pretty much, you know, if there's enough people demanding it, and that's what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, public demand goes behind it, things will happen.
Yeah. As I say, I was listening to it last night, like rejigging it and thinking, well, not rejigging it, I haven't like totally altered the sound of it or anything like that. But I was listening to it, and my husband was having a listen as well, and he really liked it, and he said it sounds very Americanised. Do you think, who does that come from? Do you think that be you or Bradley or?
I mean, I like to listen to a lot of R&B and stuff anyway, but, and, you know, I mean, we just pretty much, when we did that track, rather than being some sort of big vocal track, with that track, we pretty much wanted to do something that were, you know, British, but urban, but for the clubs, you know, and some of the kind of, it's interactive for the crowd, get your hands up, you know. Even if that's the first time playing a club and these people don't have a clue what that song is, you know for a fact that they're going to, it's an easy infectious chorus to pick up. Yeah,
it is,
and you know for a fact that they're going to start going, okay, I'll put my hands up, well, I hope they do. You know, that kind of thing and stuff. So we just pretty much, like I say, we went in there with nothing. We didn't, from when we first went in to what we came out with, we didn't have a clue what we'd do or what direction we'd do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For 3 days' work, that's sounding really good, isn't it?
Yeah, and like, you know, also wrote a little bit with Bradley for some of the stuff he were doing as well, so I don't know if he's pursuing any of that now. But yeah, so...
I want to know, what's happening with that one? When was that, you know, put together and where's that going?
Just not long before Christmas I recorded that one. I worked with Oscar Lobroto again, the same guy who I did Nasty Funk with Details. Went down London, and pretty much same procedure that I did Nasty Funk. You know, I worked with him to get a vibe. He sent a vibe through. We got something comfortable with. I wrote the song, then went down to London and recorded it with Oscar and put in a lot of work. I mean, on this one I was determined to go in and do like a bigger vocal and a lot more harmonies. You'll hear there's a load of harmonies and things like that. I worked really hard on this one, especially like on the bridges and the chorus, you know. But I mean, in regards to what we're going to do with that, again, build it up. We're looking into getting some more remixes from like Robbie T, Phonetics, who have done the past Nasty Funk mixes and stuff like that. So we're looking into getting more club mixes on that pretty soon. And that, so
with this one again, it's not released as yet, but is it doing the clubs and things like that at the minute?
No, a couple of DJs have got it and spun it, and I've had good feedbacks. But I mean, when I put a track out, I never know how the public are going to take to it. I never know what they're going to say. And,
they always seem to take it really well, though, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. You know, they're really, really like nice and supportive, and you know that's nice because I realise people don't have to give me any kind words. A lot of people will look on page and think, yeah, that's all right, but you know they don't tell me. Some people might send me a message, and you know it's nice that they take the effort to do that, and I think it's really nice to.
Well, I did request some questions earlier on for you, but rather than questions, we've just had a lot of messages, just bigging you up a bit, really.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Saying that they've been dancing to your tracks all morning and they never fail to put a smile on their face is one of them.
You see, that is so lovely. That's the kind of things that come through to me all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And I have like this little theory where it's like you have this sort of positive circle, and anybody can come into that positive circle. And I know a lot of people out there do like and enjoy what I do, and that it's nice. It is kind of a little bit of a weight off your chest when you're doing this, because it's like, you know, you're pushing forward and people are coming through and supporting you. And it's like a train and it's going. You know what I mean? So
we've been jiving in the studio today, so that's been good.
That is good.
Yeah. Thanks ever so much for popping on then.
Anytime.
And keep us updated to what happens.
No problem. Anytime.
Okay.
Right,
so here we have it from Robbie Glover, and it's I Wanna on WCR FM.
It's all about your city.
Your city. 101.8 WCR FM.